flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing. It's your new bread.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing. It's your new bread.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing, nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Alrighty then. Okay. So, like I stated, Kaporan is on his way, so he will be joining us when he can, and I am taking over for Rashi for the foreseeable future, whether that be Rashi's future or death. We'll see. But as long as we are all ready to get started, we shall jump into this. Recapping last session, though not a lot happens, a fight broke out between you all as you were all entangled in the Morkoth scrap and dragged below the surface of the water. Some able to get out, and through a flurry of spells, attacks, some people getting charmed and hypnotized, others trying to incur damage in any way possible, a few people getting some very solid hits in, and Amric pretty much getting zoned out for the entire battle, not able to betray his newfound friend. Eventually, the last hit was done upon the Morkoth, and it disintegrated into the water around them as the group was able to, with the assistance of Nori in her wild-shaped squid form, get majority of the party that desperately needed it up to the surface. And then there was waiting, as people were yelling out to whoever and whatever could listen or hear them. Kaporan ended up actually getting into contact with someone, and the Dreamwalker, Dreamweaver, was able to snatch Kaporan up and take him into his personal space, a sort of translucent spherical situation with a windowed view to your group and the rest of the dream. Kaporan learned that this space was sort of outside the dream, allowing the Dreamweaver to look at pretty much anything it wanted to at any angle he wanted to. And Kaporan helplessly was given a maraca to keep him busy, which he then yeeted out of his hand, and sat watching helplessly on as his friends tread water. Nori reached out to the heavens once more, and this time becoming the focal point of the dreamers' new obsession. They were transported away from their abyss of water into a sort of familial town to some people, as they found themselves down the streets of what seems to be the Citadel. As they looked around, sort of surrounded this small water fountain in a crossroads, they looked down the street, and though not everyone has seen it, Nori recognized an individual down the street almost immediately, as Zealot the Master Magician stood at the end of the streets, hands ablazing with interesting energy. Points out to Nori, smiles, and invites the group to um, to bring it on, basically, but no copyright infringement. So that's where we're gonna begin. Everyone roll initiative, right from the top. Luckily, everyone had gotten a long rest.
Bad time to roll low.
To be
I think
fair,
that
you're
might
more
be the
shush.
highest I've ever rolled on initiative.
I mean, you do have a +0.
Alrighty then, 25 to 20. Okay, 19 to 15.
Racha is 18.
14 to 10.
Bryn and Amric are both 14.
Probably Bryn has higher dex.
I have a +2.
Correct.
Alright, Rushy's got 11. Korin is out, and that brings us to Nori.
9.
Alright, so, as is probably proper fashion, Zealot goes first. Welcome, Kaporin. Go ahead and roll initiative, Kaporin. You're sort of outside the battle right now, so it doesn't really matter, but in case you want to interject with some funny one-liners or colloquialisms to the Jinn as you watch on in the battle, you would at least have a spot to do so.
Oh,
And
that's
see what
fine.
happens.
I don't have roll 20 up quite yet, but I'll give you the roll. It is a 21.
Okay. You go the same time as Zealot.
How convenient.
So, Kaporin, you look on through the sphere that is the Jinn's sort of situation outside of the dream. Is there anything you'd like to say as we get started?
Let's get ready to rumble.
And the Jinn just starts going dun 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 dun. All right. So, Zealot up first.
We can't move our tokens. Or some of us.
Yeah, I can move mine.
I mean, I could just pull out mine that I can move, but that one's going to sit there.
I clarified this earlier, but just so everyone knows, each space is 10 feet. If you use your ruler, it will show you 10 feet. Just putting in HPs for Rashi. All right. So, Kaborn, as you say that, looking on, Nori, an interesting thing. Though Zelik is in what you've only garnered as probably Master Magician's clothes, you guys only really seeing Master Magician's once, and very briefly. The robes look to be of the same make. Very fine, and coloration and everything. But there's something about Zelik that seems just a bit off. Not off in that sense of, like, wrong, but you've seen Zelik throughout the years, especially recently in not only the dream that you had where he decapitated your mother, but also in the little bit of prelude into coming into this nightmare realm, sort of the flashing forward through your story, basically. And this Zelik seems to be, aged-wise, closer to your flashing memories, rather than what he probably looks like now. But you see Zelik as he stands there, hands glowing, and he reaches from behind him and pulls out this decently long metallic object with a point and a hammer on one end, pulling out Nori, which you know as a war pick, Zelik's war pick that he has had and he prizes for the different battles that he's gone through with it. As his hands glow, he starts to slowly sing and moves his glowing hands up and down the war pick before it glows. The glow changes from his hands and moves to his war pick. And then he stands there and vanishes.
What the fuck?
You guys all look in that direction, and Nori, you know of a few moves that your father has, or Zelik has. And one that he's known for is flanking quickly. Using Dimension Door, you hear a popping sound behind you, in between you and Bryn. And you dare to look as the smiling face of your father stands before you. The eerie, almost whisper of a song coming off of his war pick as he stands there between the two of you. That ends his turn, bringing us to the chop.
Is this thing like a fountain in between us?
Yes.
Can I go run and jump off the fountain to try and tackle him to the ground?
Sure, go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Easy enough to do. Okay, so go ahead and do an athletics check versus his athletics or acrobatics.
I'm gonna, as in the middle of the air, spread out my wings with my key point for a bonus action to get the wisdom grapple instead. Try and grapple him with my spectral arms.
Yeah. Alright, go for it. Fortunately, as you do so, it kind of off-kilters your trajectory a little bit, and you end up getting to the other side of him, but not grappling him. So it's bonus action to pop the wings, and then action to grapple. That's pretty much your movement.
Yeah, that'll do it for me. Unless, can I be like passively trying to perceive any sort of image hiding this other thing that might be watching us?
That'd be an action.
Alright, just wanted to make sure.
Alright, bringing us to Bryn. Amric, you're on deck.
Hold on, sorry. I was gonna try to shove him, but now Richard's there.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
You're smiling, and I don't like it.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Blur. Yep.
One thing that you do see, Bryn, as you turn around to face him, not facing you. Didn't really face the bird either when
He's
it flew past
facing
him.
Nori.
Just straight facing Nori.
Okay. Can I want to move behind him.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to grapple him so he can't hopefully do anything to her.
Okay. It's athletics or acrobatics. Oh no, for you it's athletics. He gets athletics or acrobatics. As you kind of go to reach out and grab him, you like take a stumble and you end up falling back into the spot that you just came out from. So you cast Blur, and you tried.
Well, the grapple would be my action, right?
Yeah.
So then, can I do that instead of the blur? Because that
Yeah,
blur
yeah.
is an action.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
And
Anything
yeah,
for bonus?
that's all.
And just
no.
for ease of mind, what do you have out right now, weapon wise?
She'd have her shield and sword out.
Okay. All right, that brings us to Amric. Rashi's on deck.
Okay. Amric is going to. He can't get there this turn. So he's going to take a page out of everyone else's book. 10, 20, 30. And then he's going to. And then he'll just hold his action to try and grapple Zelik if the opportunity arises.
Okay. Bringing us to Rashi, Nor, you are on deck.
Rush can finally use his hammer. Her hammer.
No, she can't. Not when everyone's around him. All right, Nori.
May I help you?
Thank you for calling the Nori hotline. She's currently busy right now, fighting her father. Please call back later. Thank you.
I believe fighting is the wrong word.
You guys are trying to do the smart thing and grapple him and maybe get him to the ground. As much as I would like to do the smart thing, there is no way that I could reason Nori not attacking this man.
Rashi is going to touch you and cast Freedom of Movement on you. Just because she sees the intent that is going on with Zelik. As all these people have now like surrounded him, and he's just like still just smiling and staring at you, and his war pick just undulating there in his hands, giving off a soft little musical flair. And then she's going to move
far as Nori's point is concerned, it's a lot easier to kill someone when they're on the ground, surrounded by others.
Yeah, she's gonna move there. And yeah, fuck it. She'll take the first shot. Sacred Flame. That's actually a fail.
Is this where we learn that he has legendary saves?
10 points of radiant damage. Okay, that's gonna end her turn, bringing us down to Nori.
What do I know about this man, Val?
As far as just overall knowledge, you do know that he was in some sort of elven military force. He never really went into any detail on what he did, but he was some sort of warrior at one point. Was in a very particular branch of wizarding school where only very, probably 1 to 2% of all people actually get to go. It's Blade Song. And so he's shown you that throughout the years, trying to get Arix into it, but Arix never had the gift for it. You've seen the war pick used only once, where you saw it completely destroy another elven skull from the top of its head, literally standing there, and your father pulled it from behind the door and just took it off and obliterated it. That was his way of not only dealing retributionally with what that elf did, but also to show you, don't mess with my war pick. It's not a toy. And you only saw that when
He's
you were
great at traumatizing children.
You saw that when you're like 3. To be fair, that guy was trying to kill him. So. But beyond that, not too much. Not a open guy.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Really fucked my shit by bringing him so close to me. And I don't like the look of that pick.
That's the whole point of what he does.
You know what? I've got freedom of movement on myself. I'm going to cast Guardian of Nature on myself. And then I'm going to wild shape into a bear.
Okay.
Which probably ends up moving me back a little bit since I'm going to be a big ass bear.
You start to, well, these are 10-foot squares. You start to do the casting for Guardian of Nature, and he puts up his finger and goes,
What level is he casting it at? This is important.
If you're doing it at your minimum level, then...
Guardian of Nature is 4th.
I'm saying if you're doing it at your minimum level, it's fine. He's doing it at 5th.
All right.
But
mentally to Rashi, Nori goes, this bitch has counterspell, be careful.
You just see her go, and get a little frownier of a face on.
So yeah, Nori's a bear now, so we're gonna be a bear, because I would like the extra hit points, knowing that if I run away, he's going to hit me. And if I saw a man's head explode, I'm gonna want some extra HP.
Barnes just watching on TV. This is a great show.
Your little squat chonkers bear. Alright, so it should be able to be controlled by you now. Okay, so the cast doesn't go through. You push into the wild shaped form, standing there in bareness. That ends your turn? Okay. Bringing us to the top of the round, Kaporin, you've said your piece. And then it was Zelik's turn. He's going to take his war pick and focus on the bear in front of him. 20 for the first attack. 23 for the second.
Yeah,
20
that
for
hit.
the third.
Yeah, those all hit, Val.
Just making sure. I don't know what kind of bears you got.
Yeah, there's nothing I have that has an armor class above 16.
Yet.
Correction, above 15. The only thing that I have is a 15 is a giant crab.
Okay. Out of those three, that's 28 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And Bryn, something noticeable that he does. As he makes an impact with the last hit of the war pick, all of a sudden, that last one was a little bit interesting. As he hits, almost like this green fire comes off the pick and jumps and impacts you, Bryn. Only taking 7 points of fire damage. But with that, he's going to stand there, looking at everybody. Kind of just opens up his hands like, well. Ending his turn, bring us to Racha. Burn on deck.
He'll try to re-grapple again and say something in, I believe it's Nori's voice, where she said something to the effect of like, "Don't hurt them."
Okay, go ahead and roll. Okay, you have him grappled. You have him grabbed by the waist with your arms, and he kind of just looks down and smiles.
Can I then, with my bonus action, actually, can I just try and like drag him away?
Your back is kind of up against that building right there. So if you wanted to, you'd have to drag him like towards Rashi or like past Bryn.
I was gonna say, is that door open? But it's probably not open. Yeah, I'll drag him
None of the doors
towards.
have handles here.
I'll drag him towards Rashi, but like away from all the way down towards. Basically, we'll be at the bottom of the map, with bonus action move and move, and then half speed.
Do you just scoop him up?
Actually, you know what? I'll reverse that since it hasn't happened yet. I will bonus action try and pin him with a shove action if that's possible.
Okay, you trying to flip him around and pin him against the building?
Like basically try to shove him prone is what I'm trying to do.
Oh, you're trying to force him down. Okay, that's going to be another... Because he's full standing. You have him grappled, but to make him go prone, that's going to be another athletics versus his athletics. Yeah, you try to force him down, and it just... The arms kind of flicker and like pulsate, and he just continues standing there.
Yeah, that'll work. I don't think I will move then.
Okay. Bringing us down to Bryn. Amric, you're on deck.
So all Bryn sees is Richard's like fancy arms around his waist. Beautiful. If he's grappling him, would it make it harder for me to try to pin him down?
Luckily, these are spectral arms. So, pin him down? You're trying to...
Or do the same thing, get him off on the ground, not able to attack or something.
It wouldn't affect you, really. You wouldn't have to go through the step of grappling him. You could just try and, like, shoulder him down to the ground. Since Rachad's already doing the grapple, he's already, like, completed that step. But you can definitely, like, try, and it would only be a bonus action to try and pin him rather than Rachad having to spend an action to grapple.
Alright, let's try to get him onto the ground then.
Okay, go ahead and it's athletics check versus his athletics. It is a 23. So he
That's what I rolled.
succeeds.
Okay.
So you try to, like, as Rachad has him grappled around the waist, kind of like kick a leg out and like shoulder check him to get down, and his leg comes out, but his other leg's holding most of his weight, and he kind of just catches your shoulder and kind of gives it back to you, rather than you pushing him down.
Alright, since that hasn't worked now twice, we'll swing on him. Yeah. I'll attack him.
Alright, go for it. Doesn't hit. You swing wide. Kind of glances off his armor, and then you bring it back for the second swing, and just as you think it's about to make contact, this blue barrier just and he kind of like gives you a side eye real quick, you know, very Goku Dragon Ball Z-esque. They never seem to like stare at each other straight on. It's always like
Alright then.
all right, you staying there?
I'm gonna move behind him again instead, so that way
So
Yeah,
flanking with
because
Norbear.
Rachaw's backed up against a wind wall, and Rachaw's backed up against the wall, basically.
All right. So you're flanking with Klondike Bear. Gotcha. All right. Bringing us to Amric with Rashi on deck.
Well, just like the good times, it's time to do something stupid. I'm gonna move so I'm right next to Racha, and I'm going to try and grab his war pick.
All right. Go ahead and make Go ahead and make an acrobat. No, just a straight dex check.
It's not athletics.
You're trying to grab it as he's holding it. Like yanking, like to grab it is dex. Yank it out of his grip is strength.
Definitely fucked then. Yeah, only 10. Unless he rolls total shit.
Yeah. Sorry.
Action surge. Because this thing looks dangerous. It's not anything. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. 15.
And then I don't think I have any bonus action stuff, so that'll be my
Mine.
turn.
Gimme. This is not for children. All right. So you're staying there. Bringing us to Rashi's turn. Rashi's going to go ahead and pop a guiding bolt at him. I like how this is like the one situation where Nori's like, fuck him up, and everyone's like, no, we're not gonna fuck him up. As soon as there's a fuck him up option, I just hear going, you get that motherfucker.
Well, something tells me if I can get this war pick, I will do all the fucking up.
I'm gonna take it from this bitch. I'm not gonna be able to hit him because he has shield up and I'm a bear and I only get a +6 to attack. So it's stealing shit now.
She tried, but unfortunately does not go through. At first I was like looking at Zelik's spell list and I'm like, how the fuck did she have? Oh, wrong person. Got it. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah, unfortunately that's gonna have to be it for her turn. She's got healing on deck, but she knows. I mean, technically she can heal you as a bear, but probably not going to last too long.
No, considering that he knocked me down to 6 with one round of attacks. That ain't great.
Yeah. Okay, so she's gonna move a little bit to get a better angle. Since Chitra is shorter and easier to see over. And that's going to end her turn, bring us to Nori. Kaporin, your voice is on deck.
For my first attack, I'm going to... You know what? Yeah, we're just going to try to steal the pick. Or not even steal it, just wrench it from his hands. I just want it out of there.
Okay. With your intelligence, you would know that would, for you in a bear form, that's technically going to be an attack action with a higher AC because you're trying to get a specific thing. So, plus his shield, that's probably not a smart plan. Luckily, you're not like polymorph bear, so you would know this.
Yeah, then, you know what? He's been casting stuff. I want to knock him down and then pin him down.
Well, he's already grappled, so you just got to pin him.
Yeah, I just want to put his hands on the ground so he doesn't have somatics. Somatic.
Okay. Go ahead and do an athletics check. That is a 24.
That passes, but that'll be my first attack, and then I've got a second attack.
Okay. Yeah, that is a 19.
And I just can't hit this bitch. All right. And then I'm going to move over here.
Yes, Rashi does. All right, so Bear has moved over, bringing us back to the top of the round. Zelik. Oh yes, Kaporin. As you start Marakaing.
We're cheering from the TV. He's like, yeah.
Who are you focusing on?
We're focusing on Bear Nori because he's just like Klondike bar.
All right, go ahead and mark off one of your inspirations. Nori, you hear an interesting cha 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 in the background as you you have an inspiration.
Just growls in bear.
Okay. The Jinn turns to you, Kaporin, as you do this, and goes, "Do not do this. You will draw attention."
Warren just kind of slinks back.
All right. So that brings us to Zelik, who is going to Misty Step.
That does mean no spell, because he used a spell as his bonus action.
Luckily, with his thing, it's at will.
And it's also still means cantrips.
All right. You see him kind of do symbols in the air, and a sigil appears in front of him in the shape of a blade. So now he's got resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, damage.
Is this stone skin?
Blade Ward.
I have. Oh, interesting.
But with that, he's just going to whisper into the back of your bear form and goes, "You know, I'd love to actually see your face when I take it off."
No.
It's going to end his turn. Racha, you are up.
Nori just roars.
Can I go and I just like jumping off stuff, so can I like jump off the back of Nori and try and tackle him again?
Sure.
Uh,
Acrobatics first.
and sort of like calling out, trying to talk to whoever this is still, the entire time I've been, and say something to the effect of like, "We really don't mean to hurt you. We're sorry," and something to the effect of in Coparen's voice, essentially, and try and tackle this person.
Are you using your bonus action to say that, or are you just saying that?
If a bonus action will do something for me, then sure.
So go ahead and do a persuasion check first. And now you can do your acrobatics. All right. Doing a small pirouette in midair. Now your athletics. Your hands reach out to grab him, and he kind of just moves to the side as they just grab the air. He nat 20'd as well. Which technically brings his up to a 25.
I imagine I'm there now.
Yeah, he basically moved to the side and lets you go through. All right, so that's pretty
That's
much
it for me.
your movement action, bonus action, bringing us down to Bryn with hammer contact.
Alright, I'm gonna go back and I'm next to him now. Oh, yeah,
Please
she's
join
tired
the
of trying to
party.
grab him. Oh yeah, great. She's tired of trying to grab him and failing at that, so we're gonna try to attack again.
Go for it.
Yeah. Bonus action first to get her sword framing.
How?
With all that. And then swing.
You're starting to go quiet.
Oh, sorry. So she's gonna, she'll light up her sword and then take a swing
All
at
right,
him.
go for it. You swing out, clipping his armor, but not getting any damage in. This time he knows you're attacking, so he steps just slightly out of range.
And that will be it.
Okay. Getting him surrounded once again, bringing us down to Amric, Rashi on deck.
Am I able to travel into the square to the left of Baranori, or is that blocked by the
Yes,
fountain?
no, the fountain's sort of in the way, but you can skirt it.
So I'm gonna go opposite of him with Brendan, if I can get there.
Yep, that's 30 feet.
And then I'm gonna do the same thing Bryn did, and I'm gonna try and swing for whatever hand is carrying the pick, or whatever his main hand is.
If you're going for a specific hand, it raises the AC.
That's fine.
Okay.
Do I have
You do get
advantage?
advantage. Yeah, you get advantage because you're flanking. It's going to be a +2 to the AC.
See if I roll. I'm gonna use precision attack. So I roll a 32 to hit.
Okay. So, you hit. Go ahead and do damage.
Nine damage, and it's magical, so
Yeah,
I don't think Blade Ward applies, but I might be wrong.
it does. It's any bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage, not just non-magical.
Off my superiority die, and I will do the same thing again.
Okay.
That's a 27. Don't think I need to, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just to be sure. So it's 30 something.
Okay. That hits as well.
Let's see.
Every time you swing and make impact, you end up having to cut through the ward, and so it slows down your attack, not giving you as much damage as you were hoping.
Second swing is 12. Does Blade Ward last multiple hits?
And last till his next round.
Then 6.
All right, so 6 and 5, 11 points of damage.
Did he get the pick?
No, he needed to do over a certain amount of damage to knock it free from his hand.
But I did slash his hand for as much as that is worth.
Yep. Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah, because I didn't say I was doing anything bonus, so we'll do it. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Bring us to Rashi's turn. she'll take your advice and do heat metal. After moving forward a little bit, of course.
Is that on his armor or on his
It's
weapon?
going to be on his weapon.
So he has to make a Constitution save, otherwise he drops it, or he gets disadvantage on all his attacks.
It's a 29.
Still gets disadvantage on all his attacks.
That's fine.
Heat metal's good, y'all. And he takes the damage no matter what, which is nice. Oh, he takes half.
Sorry, multiple tabs, multiple people. Okay. So, 9 points of damage.
I don't suppose that's enough to his hand to make him drop it.
No. Yeah, do over 20% of his overall health. Okay. So, that is going on. Okay, cool. Waiting for someone else to get hit besides Baranori. She's holding on to her healing words. But, it's going to end Rashi's turn, bringing us to Nori. Oh, sorry, at the end of Rashi's turn, he's going to use a legendary action. Actually, 2. He's gonna roll for it. Natural 20. You see the Warpick heat up to a super heated degree. He takes the damage, holds onto it, and then he kind of just looks at it, and the molten look of the Warpick goes away. He dispelled it. So, that to bring us to Nori.
Okay, we're just gonna turn around and bite him in the face.
Are you sure you don't want to shit on him first? I'll make it a free action.
No, he doesn't deserve that. Well, because I'd have to bite him later, and that's worse.
Or just don't bite the part you shit on.
No, I'm biting him.
Alright, go for it. You chip a tooth. That hits.
And there's my claws, and I know it'll only do half, but for what it's worth, Nori gets on her back legs and just smacks this bitch upside the face.
He takes it, a little bit of blood kind of pokes out from the skin, and he just smiles at you. Okay, you only get 2 attacks, right? Alright, ending your turn, staying there.
I'm gonna stay here.
Alright. Ending your turn, bringing us back around to Zelik. Okay. He's holding the war pick in his right hand, and all of a sudden you see his left hand make... Oh, Kaporn, if you want to say something, now's the time.
Warren's just watching him gently. He's like biting at nails. Just like, come on, guys!
You see his left hand moving almost crazily fast, only for a second, before a long bit of darkness appears in his left hand, as this sword made of what seems to be shadowy abyss is now in his other hand. So it's gonna go ahead and war pick you twice, Nori. First one only being a 16.
Hits. I just told you that my highest one is 15.
I'm thinking of a lot of things, okay?
That's fair.
Alright, being 9 points of damage
For both attacks,
for the first.
Nori pops out of wild shape.
There you are. And as the war pick swings back around for a 20 to hit, that is 10 points of bludgeoning damage. As he swung through with the war pick once and come back around. And then at you, Bryn, with his shadow blade, that is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit. Only doing 9 points of psychic damage. Okay, that's going to end his turn, bringing us to Rachak. Brain, you are on deck.
Since it's becoming a problem to try and hold him down, can I try and make that perception check to find this girl?
Sure. Kind of giving your immediate surroundings a good once-over. Doesn't seem like anything's out of the ordinary. Like, as far as looking for a person specifically, you do see that none of the doors have handles. All the windows seem to be sort of like blacked out. And you obviously see no people. The water fountain has no water in it. So things aren't adding up. Things do look off, but you don't see anything in your immediate vicinity in a good 60-foot radius of any person.
I will bonus action disengage, and I will go northbound up the road, my full movement, and sort of yell back to the rest of them. Either find the dreamer or find the dreamweaver.
Alright. Go ahead and move scamper yourself off northward. Alright, ending Rachak's turn. Bryn, you're up. Amric on deck.
We're gonna try to hit this guy again.
Swing, swing, swing. You swing out to him, and the same crackle of blue energy cuts underneath your sword.
Right, one more time.
Nope, this time, with knowing that you're coming in, he kind of just bends out of the way as the blade cuts across.
She's staying there. Nothing else I can do.
Okay. After Bryn, we got Amric. She's on deck.
If Racha is leaving, I'm gonna go in for a grapple, which is athletics, right?
Correct.
So 26 to grapple.
Okay, you got him grappled.
And then none too gently, I'm gonna try and pin him to the ground with a flavorful body
Suplex.
slam, more or
Right.
less.
Go ahead and do another athletics check.
10.
You try to lift him, and he seems ungodly heavy for such a small frame.
And that was my bonus action, so I am done.
All right. After Emmerich, we got Rashi. Her seeing the shields up. She's not going to try and guiding bolt again because that didn't work last time. She will.
Wait, shields up?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
She will. That's at you, Nori.
Thank you.
And Sacred Flame worked the first time, so I'll give it a shot. Did not work this time. Oh, by the way, Nori, go ahead and drag yourself back in there. Instead of Chonkers. Polar Bear. Rashi's gonna stay there. Close enough to do something. Bringing us down to you, Nori.
So he's used his reaction.
Yep, shield kind of skitters across around him.
We're going to be the destructive druid. I'm going to move off to the side, so I'm facing this away from Racha, and I'm going to cast lightning bolt.
Okay.
So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw while I pull up my attack stuff.
That is only a 17.
That passes, so he takes half. So he takes either 16 or 17.
So we round up, so 17 points of damage. Alright.
And then for my bonus action, I'm just going to use Primal Savagery. I know it probably won't work, but actually, I have a saving throw one.
Okay, what is it?
It is Frostbite, so it's cold damage.
Okay. What's the saving throw?
Constitution, 16.
Alright, that is a 20.
That passes, so it doesn't do anything.
Okay. Holding your ground?
Yes, she'll be holding her ground.
Okay. I'm glad you're not running, dear. Alright. After Nori,
Fuck you.
we've got Kaporin.
Fuck that fucking idiot.
Alright, good words, Kaporin, good words. Bringing us to Zelik. I swear, child, that was just merely a tickle. Let me show you how it's done.
If he's casting spells, not that it would do anything, but Amric's going to like annoyingly just swat his arms.
Well, you have him grappled right now, so you can't swat nothing.
Yeah, of course my spells are weaker than yours. You're over 200 years old. I'm like 35. I do not have the same level of experience.
He kind of just puts his palms up with the shadow sword in one hand, and the shadows, no, it stays, and the war pick in the other hand, and he kind of just, and as he inhales, it's almost like black smoke is getting sucked in through his nostrils. I need Amric, Nori, Bryn, I need you three to make Constitution saving throws.
Parents thing is a D8, correct?
I'm using Indomitable.
Yeah, I'd
I'm
have to.
just fucked.
Yeah, I can't do anything about it.
Yes, it's a D8 for a save. To a bonus.
Holy shit. Nori's down.
As all the moisture seems to get leached and sapped out of every orifice of your body as he inhales the essence and life of everything around. You all feel pretty much every molecule of your guys' bodies just instantly cry out in pain as the horrid wilting all around him takes effect and just slightly almost sallowing your skin against your bones and tendons and everything. After that, he kind of
And
looks.
all of us failed that, right?
Yep, you all failed.
Bryn's down too, then.
Okay. Amric, you're still up, right?
Yeah. I'm almost half HP.
Okay. So you. What, you have 150 HP? You're no, you're muted.
I used my reaction thing and I got max, so I'm 33 right now.
Oh, okay.
So almost half.
Gotcha. But you kind of like feel the pain and kind of like open up your eyes, like the worst migraine just kicking you directly in the back of the head all of a sudden, and you kind of like look down and see both Nori and Bryn just like both in the fetal position, as that's just naturally the body kind of went into a defensive posture. And he kind of like looks over at you, sort of impressed. And yeah. Yeah, that's it. He's got things in both of his hands, so he can't do anything else. Alright. Ending his turn, Racha, you not only felt this energy behind you, but you see, like, as you're passing by these bushes, half of them kind of die, just as you're running by, as the horde wilting is extended out towards you, not reaching you. And that kind of ticks you off as something just happened behind me.
Well, that feels a little unnecessary. It just sort of says it out. I'm here to help. Can that be?
I just
You trying to
imagine
make-
Rachel turning around to someone.
You trying to make a persuasion check?
Yeah, it's at the very least.
Okay, are you moving and doing it, or are you staying there?
I'll move towards the crossroads, my movement.
Mhm.
And then if nothing seems to be happening at all, I'll dash back.
Alright, so as you move, go ahead and give me the persuasion check. Go ahead and give me a perception check. as you kind of get to the crossroads, as you say this, you kind of like look around quickly, and as you're like spinning to turn and dash back around, just like out of the corner of your eye at the corner of the street right across from you, you swear you see the visage of someone. Just for the slightest of moments, someone's standing there, but as you look back, you don't see it anymore.
I'll just look towards that and just go, please, don't hurt them.
Okay. That ends your turn there?
Can I dash towards that space that I saw? Like just make my movement
I was
towards
using
them.
your bonus action for you to say that after you saw them, so...
Yeah, so my regular action then would be to move, was what I was assuming.
Yeah, I'll allow it. So you move over there, and as you get closer, you see like a shimmer kind of like in the space in front of you, almost like a distortion in the air. And it kind of like, as you get closer, it seems to move back a little bit, and kind of the shimmer now seems to be a part of the wall of the building.
Yeah, I'll just have my arms like down and open, like I'm not gonna do anything, hands up kind of deal, where it's like as non-threatening as possible.
Okay, give me another persuasion check. As you put your two arms down, the spectral arms are still kind of like... so...
I feel like Rachaj just started creeping in like this.
I can't actually deactivate those yet.
Because you need a bonus action to let them go. Alright.
Or at least an action, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Rachad's coming. Do the creep. Do the creep. Alright.
Which direction would I have moved, I guess?
To the left. So yeah, just across the street. Down a little bit.
Like there? I still technically have one more square of movement. Okay.
Okay. Everything for your turn. Bryn, go ahead and give me a death saving throw. Amric, you kind of are like looking across at Zelik. Blood starting to gurgle and choke up in the back of your throat. So you're trying to hold it down. And you look over at Bryn, whose haggard breathing is kind of... and then she just disappears. Kaporin, behind you, you all of a sudden hear... and Bryn's lying there behind you.
Oh my god! Morning like swirls around and heads over.
We'll get to your turn. Alright, Amric, you're up.
If I wanted to use my bonus action for something else, could I use an action to make a persuasion roll?
Yeah.
And say something? Okay. Amric is just going to let go of Zelik and take like a step back. Take a deep breath in second wind. So he doesn't cough on blood while he's trying to talk. What is the plus? So that's 12 HP. Now I am at half hit points. Okay, and then for his action, he's gonna kind of look at Zelik, then look at Nori, and then he's gonna look up and say, please, stop this madness. We do not need to be enemies.
Make a perception check.
Should I make
Between
a project?
the glowing war pick and the shadowy blade that he holds in his hands, your eyes kind of dart back and forth, and you're not sure how your words came across or how he took them.
Well, I wasn't talking to him. I was talking to I was talking up into the air.
Yeah. Dreamer's currently preoccupied. You don't know that, but the only person you have to talk to right now is Zelik.
Well, then that's my turn.
All right. Ending Amric's turn brings us to Rashi. Rashi is going to run to you, Nori. Dump a 4th level Cure Wounds into you. Shit rolls, unfortunately. She's gonna do that, and I mean, she knows you're the ire of this individual, so she's just gonna dump a healing word into you as well. She's just not getting good rolls, I'm sorry. So it's 18 points of healing to you, Nori.
Nori just sits up looking so tired.
But now Rashi's in the fight. She kind of like goes by and like pushes on your shoulders and lifts you into a sitting position before getting over into Bryn's vacant spot now. And just shield and hammer ready to go. Alright, that ends Rashi's turn. Nori, you are up.
Low-key freaking out that Bryn is gone, but not much I can do on that, so...
Bigger problems at the moment.
Yeah, this ain't, believe it or not, this is less than ideal. Bonus action, Primal Savagery, I guess.
Okay, go for it.
Because I was not there for the call out to God.
Why have you forsaken me? That is a miss.
It misses. And then I will bonus action Healing Word myself, but we're going to do it at first level, so if he counterspells me, it will be less of a loss.
So 7 points of healing for yourself. You get the sense that after the horde bolting, not too worried about you guys anymore.
Does that imply he was ever worried in the first place?
Well, when there was 5 people surrounding him, even the highest people are going to worry a little bit. Okay, so Primal Savagery and heal. You staying there? Or are you getting up, probably? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm standing up, so I'm not prone on the ground, and she just doesn't even say anything to him, just looks hatred.
Okay. Ending Nori's turn brings us to Zelik. An interesting thing you see across his face, Nori. You've never seen this look on his face. He looks worried. And his attention's not focused on you like it usually is throughout this entire encounter. Richa, as you're starting to move towards the shimmer, you hear behind you. and Zelik, the individual, is standing there, pick and blade in hand, and not looking at you with the sort of intent like he did with Nori, but more of just kind of like unsure, and is standing there behind you. That's gonna end his turn. Bringing it down to you, Richard. Oh, sorry, Kaporin.
Can I heal? I'm born just healing
Certainly
Bryn.
try.
I never liked that phrase. He's not sure what word Bryn came from or what's going on, so he's first level healing word, 7 points.
Okay, Bryn, you are up with 7 points.
And he's looking at the Dreamweaver's like, what the fuck?
Trying not to let you die in here. With as much as I can do, thank you very much. You want me to put her back out there?
I'm sorry.
He's like got his hands up, he's about to snap.
I was just over there shaking his maracas like, sorry.
Bryn, you just kind of like peek open your eyes, and Kaporin's over you just with his little maraca. Alright, Rachel, you're up.
The shimmer is still in front of me, or do I still have to move towards it?
No, it's in the wall now in front of you.
I will I'll deactivate the wings and sort of like keeping an eye on the Zelik right there, and then like, can I do that bird eye thing where like one eye is on them and one eye is on the other?
Do the whole like lean in thing.
Yeah, it was like I could see my butt and forward at the same time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Hey man, you gotta take into account your tail feathers, okay?
exactly, and then he'll sort of point towards Zelik, and in Sylvan, because it's one of his only things he knows in Sylvan, go filthy creatures, because that's the only thing he knows, that, and he thinks it says not nice, and then go hurt people, like, and gesturing at the whole thing of Zelik.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Okay.
Racha coming in hot with so many 20s.
No response.
Imagine if I could have sneak attacked so many times.
Zelik could be dead right now. Okay. You're not sure if you're getting through to whatever this shimmer may be, but you're trying.
Yeah, and then I'm just sort of eyeing both of them so I can see an attack coming and maybe reaction.
Okay. Sounds good. Bryn, you're up. You wake up to Kaporin playing the tiny maraca overhead of you, and you see you're now in this semi-translucent sphere with a window peered in on the view of the battlescape.
She can't leave this area.
First off, you're prone.
Okay. She's gonna get up.
Okay. You just see Kaporin still maracaing away, and the Dreamweaver standing there, arms behind his back, just staring through the window.
God, she's so hurt. She wants to. Yeah, she's gonna. Am I able to get back in there? Go back. She's gonna
No.
ask the Dreamweaver. No.
No.
Kaporin's just like, go there.
I can send you back, but you'll go back the same way you came here.
Fuck. So I just have to watch.
Welcome to my life.
Great.
Simple Plan plays in the background.
She's gonna just watch this intently. Hating this.
Okay. Ending Bryn's turn, Amric, you are up. Rashi on deck.
Amric is gonna kind of like sigh, and he's gonna sheath his sword.
Yeah, for all you know, your prayer got answered.
No. I'm gonna. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't see.
Not immediately, because you're facing the other way.
I look around. What do I see?
You see Richa up against a wall with Zelik next to him.
Okay, I'm gonna begin like doing a casual jog over there, and Amric's gonna kind of like put his arms out like this, like just kind of like, listen, please, and he's gonna say, Dreamer, it's time to stop fighting.
Okay, make a persuasion check. With your highest charisma character.
Alright. I think this is my only guy below a zero, or above a zero.
You know what, to be fair, I think out of all your characters, this is the one with the highest charisma.
I rolled 22.
Okay. Again, you're not sure if anything's connecting, but you're trying.
He gets a 22 so much easier than me.
Yeah, I got a +5 to my persuasion. And as much as I can with the casual jog, I'm gonna action dash, and I'm only gonna go like, I'll go another 20 feet and stop.
Okay. In between Amric and Rashi. Richa, you see the shimmer only cut down about a foot or so, but you see a head standing, like just floating, almost coming in and out of the wall at the same time, looking like a 3D picture against the wall. Very pale-skinned woman with long silver white hair, but blue tips at the end. She kind of looks at you, kind of gives you a squint, and then Kaporin, you feel yourself get almost sucked through a straw, as it feels like everything collapses in on yourself. And Bryn, you notice the Dreamweaver kind of freak out for a moment and goes, oh, no. And you get Zert. Falling from the sky, 50 feet. So you take...
Here, me and Richard are trying to,
Try and like catch him or like brace his fall.
me and Richard are trying to appeal to the Dreamer, and here comes Kaporin.
24 points of bludgeoning damage.
I hit the ground dead. What?
I rolled pretty much all sixes.
Kaporin literally hits the ground and dies.
Does he break his legs again?
Just face plants. Okay. So, you see the woman's head looking at you, Richa, as she like squints, and all of a sudden you hear, as the maraca is coming down through the air before, as Kaporin's just unconscious, laying down next to you, and in Sylvan back, do you actually know Sylvan?
Nope.
Okay, in Sylvan back, you hear a string of words. And she gestures her head towards Kaporin.
So when her head appears, I'll sort of do my bird squint and smile and go hello, and then I hear the splat and go ah, and then I don't understand the words, but I'm pretty much looking at Kaparin, trying to do what I can to him, or when I can.
Currently, we're out of initiative.
May I ask a
What
question?
the hell, Val?
Go for it,
Did
Everett.
the Jinn say "Oh no" for fear of Kaporin, or because he knew he lost his maraca?
You know what? You're gonna have to ask the Jinn.
What the actual F?
Bryn, you're still inside the sphere.
What the hell just happened to him?
We are still inside that dream. If she wants him there, she will make him there. I can only take people who are outside of her obsession.
Do you know what she said?
Yes.
What did she say?
It is not my place.
Hey?
Wait. Val, I have the observant feat. I can read lips. Can I?
You can't read lips of
technically-
something that looks like a painting on a wall that's over 100 feet away that barely
I had
Rachel
to
can see.
try.
I'm sorry.
I had to try.
There's observant and then there's ridiculous.
So if I had expertise in perception, it would be okay.
If you had expertise in perception with observant, I would probably kill your character every other session.
Hey, then you
From
can
something you didn't see coming.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't take the feat I've been thinking about.
So, currently
I
out
miss?
of initiative, Rashi is going to come over and give you a healing.
Baron falling to
Kaporin.
his death.
Yeah, Rachaz's basically trying to stabilize him as best he can.
He's
Field
gonna run
dressings and
forward and
everything.
try to heal this man.
Finds the maraca and then is like ooh, and sticks it in the bag of holding as he's pulling out some bandages or something.
Emmerich will walk up to the dreamer, I guess, and go. Do you
It's for you,
speak
Kaporin.
common?
As you approach, Zelik interposes himself between the wall and yourself, Emmerich.
Then he'll stop moving. Keep a distance, but he'll still say it.
Okay. No response.
I have a question for the view. Are we able to change the view in the room I'm in, or is it?
He can.
He can. Okay, so are we looking at the dreamer and Rachel? Like what?
You're looking
would
like
be the
over
view.
Rachaw's right shoulder.
Okay, so would I be able to see the dreamer then, or the
Yeah.
painting, or whatever it was?
You're right around here.
Do I recognize them?
Make a history check. No. Sorry, that was gonna be a nat 20.
Had to try.
Yeah, so you're currently across the street where Rachel initially was, and you're kind of looking in that direction. So you can see everybody. It's very widescreen-esque at the moment. But yeah. She's now stuck her head fully out, but her body still remains secluded back inside the building. This kind of gives you an uncomfortable feeling as her head's now floating above yours, Richa.
I'm okay with it because I was messing with that kid that one time with a bed in the room the same way. But
Noria's
yeah, I'm just looking down at Rachel or at Kaparin, and then once he's up from I assume Rashi's heels,
Rashi and Nori both healing him, yeah.
Yeah. Look back towards her and go.
Kaporan, how did you go unconscious if you just had a long rest?
He didn't get a long rest
Oh
because he
yeah,
was in
because
the room.
he was in the sphere. Never mind. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, Kaporan freaking just fall out of the sky.
Alright, my bad. Go ahead.
I'll just sort of like point towards her head, sticking out, and go, "My tree friend here."
Nori, as you're getting closer, you hear the woman speak. No idea possibly what you're saying. If you mean no ill, why did this one attack me? She's focusing on Rachad. She's saying this, so she's not like looking down.
Is she saying this in common?
Sylvan.
Nori's going to very cautiously walk up.
Which you hear now too, Kapor. Do you know Sylvan? I don't think you know Sylvan, actually. You know Elvin.
I'm the only one.
Belladonna was the one translating everything for me
Gotcha,
before.
that's what it was. Okay.
Rashi might know it, but
It was Saren and I that both knew it, and then
That's what it was.
Saren bit the dust.
Alright, so you hear that as she's like speaking to Richo.
Nori cautiously comes forward and just goes, in Sylvan, may I translate? My friends don't understand.
She kind of like snaps her head up towards you as you say this.
Just like hands up, just looking
Yeah.
hurt and afraid.
Almost like a white fire in the pupil of her eye. As you speak back to her. She's like, yes, I don't speak that language.
Nori translates that, translates the, what's it called? The thing she said earlier about him attacking.
Can you tell me, please, why you called me a piece of filth?
Nori looks at Rachad and's like, what did you tell her? She says you called her a bad thing. You called her a piece of filth.
I just repeat the phrase that she told me means not nice person, and then I'll shake my head. I'm sorry, and then I'll point towards Zelig.
I think he was trying to say that this man is not a nice person.
Well, he needs to go back to grammar class because the way he conjunctured his sentence made it sound like he was talking to me.
He's a Kenku. He can only repeat, so he works with what he has.
Maybe you should not teach him words that degrade not only himself but the one he speaks to.
That was not my doing, not my voice, but I will talk to him.
Well, you obviously know what the words meant.
Yeah, he hasn't said that in a while. I forgot he knew that. I will explain that to him in detail once we figure out what the hell is going on.
And she starts to like slowly come out of the wall. I guess we're not dealing with a very bright group of individuals.
One's over there crying. He's like, I was okay, and now I'm hurt.
Nori just like thinks for a second, like, I did technically drop out of school.
Forced.
The brightest
Still
one
dropped
in our
out.
group, the smartest one in our group is the bird, by the way.
On point, on brand. But as she gets out of the wall, Kaporan, you had seen her in her all-white visage and the clothes that she was wearing. But now that she has become slightly more comfortable, you now see as the silver hair that she had starts to just imbue with color. Her skin starts to colorize as well as her robes that she's wearing. Her head goes to a fiery mane with a blue tip to the ends of her hair. And her hair goes all the way down to just below mid-back. Her dress that she's wearing is a very verdant and green with dark teal. It's got the teal coloration, but very dark as far as like the fastenings go, and white bits of just flavor in decoration. Looks like some sort of embroidery cutting across in different nice, not really symbolizing anything, but just nice design. Her skin goes from that pale white that you were seeing to this very sun-kissed beige, I guess would be the best way to say it. Looks like she gets a lot of sun, but still very fair, no freckles or anything like that. And then you see as her ears elongate into very long and large ears. Her chin becomes much sharper of a point, and she grows about a good 7-8 inches. Now closer to about 6'3". And I need everyone to make history checks. Nori and Kaporin have advantage.
Which I was gonna make that as she extends up. Just like that's a tall person.
Bryn's just like, yeah, she's hot.
An 11 and a 12 on brand.
Orange a 12 and a 6.
How is Amric the only one that's gonna be able to figure this out?
Really?
Orange is so sky.
Emric?
Is this the lady that we talked to at the table?
Is she an archfey?
I mean, she's very pointy, which seems Archfey-esque.
Luckily, Rashi comes across with it too. As Rashi and Amric are both like, well, Rashi is like, you know, she looks an awful lot like the whole. Anyway, and Amric's just like, she looks like she's from the Fae. Which, I mean, luckily for Amric, he did spend some time with wood druids, wood elves, so he would have at least some representation of what Fae-like elves would look like. But yes, she kind of like she kind of dusts herself off as she's coming out of the wall. Kind of cuts back to you, Nori. She does an incantation in her hands, and you guys can all understand her now. And she casts tongues.
And I understand her, even in the little bubble.
Yeah, she casts tongues, so anyone who can hear her can understand her.
By any chance, living with the Wood Elves for a time, would I have picked up the Elven word for Fae?
It's Fae.
Is it? Okay, great. This is where the -1 intelligence comes from.
It's kind of like, can I get the Spanish word for burrito? It's kind of along the same concept. Like, the word originated from where it came first, and then everyone just adopted it.
Emmerich pulls his sword out and stabs himself.
On brand. Zelik offers you the Shadow Blade. So it's just straight psychic damage.
Nori just is calm and pleasant when looking at this woman, but just anytime she sees Zelik, it's just straight rage, even though she knows it's not an actual thing.
Yeah, it's so weird being around him, and him looking, now that she's deemed you all as non-hostile, to look at him and be around him when he seems happy, jovial. The Shadow Blade goes away. He puts that away. The war pick goes back into its holster. And he's kind of just chilling there. Hands in pockets. But
Orange just go over there and investigate him. Like, ooh.
And Kapoor, as you're starting to look at him and look at different things, you realize, like, underneath the cape, underneath the back of his robes, like there is no detail because it doesn't need to be made. It's like you hit that one point in the video game level where everything just doesn't render correctly and just all blocky as shit. Yeah, that's basically like how like it's just blurry as shit in like.
Yeah, I've been imagining this whole thing as a video game.
Yeah. So
Someone goes, "Aw."
but the parts that are on his front seem to be finely made. And they look almost identical now. Besides the color change, they look identical to the robes that Iris was wearing. The Master Magician that you guys got the closer look at in that town.
One like looks over to the lady. He's like, "Can I get a pair of this?"
Apparently, you're the one who
She snaps her fingers and you look
Attacked
exactly like Zelik.
Nori instantly just raises her staff, just in a like baseball swing type of thing.
And you look at your hands, they're a different color, and they look just like Zelik. You look down at the robes, and you're like, hey, that's what's up. You don't know that you look like Zelik, though, until like you move your hair too quickly, and the black hair that you're used to is blonde as it slaps your face a little.
Nori just goes, please turn him back.
Oh. Well, he asked. She kind of just waves it back, and you're back to yourself.
You saw the memory. It hurts. It hurts.
Also thought he was a prankster and wanted to do something. So I love a good joke.
Bryn's gonna look at the Dreamweaver a little worried. If they're able to wake her up, will I be where they are? Or is it different since I'm in here with you?
I don't know. First time.
I don't know if I want to be in here then.
Kaporn's like,
I told you. How would you go back? Would you want to? Raises his hand to snap his fingers.
Yeah.
Snaps his fingers. Go ahead and minus all your health. You lost a death save. And
she doesn't come falling out of the sky, does she?
yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
So-
Nori's got a high passive. Can I see this? Please let me see this.
Who are you looking at? You're looking at either this lady as you're talking to her, or Bryn. It's almost in two opposite directions.
If I hear a thump on the ground, I can run over there, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, when it comes to that, you can.
So I will be able to heal her, correct?
What do you know about death saves and taking damage once you're unconscious?
It counts as double.
2, isn't it? Can I do like a perception
Luckily, I'm not that
check
much
to
of an
see if I
asshole,
see it?
okay, guys? Come on. He's putting
I know, you're freaking me out, man!
He's putting you exactly back as he found you. So, you don't hear a thud, though. Because she just materializes back in her space.
So she's just bleeding out down the street.
Pretty much. I will say you need to make another death save as you come back in.
I was like, is he really gonna make us catch her as she's falling?
So luckily that's a save, and the woman that you're talking to looks over in that direction. With your observant feats is enough to pick up on Nori. You turn and you see Bryn lying on the floor.
Shit! Nori just sprints over, and we'll do healing word first, because I can get there. I
was
get
gonna
there
say,
with it.
yeah, if you're gonna hit Cure Wounds, that means another death save.
Yeah, we're not risking that, so
Yeah.
we're gonna do
Okay. Easy enough
first
to do.
level, and then 4th level cure wounds.
Sorry, that's her girlfriend. She'll be right back.
Yes, I've got that. Thank you.
Also, sorry about earlier.
I'll whisper towards her with my hand up in the opposite direction and go, people having sex back in the day.
I saw that too.
Does Racha know the word kinky?
Being
I
around,
don't think it's.
being around. Oh yeah, probably. And actually,
Horns used the word actually once before.
oh yeah, said it before. And the person that it comes from is a kinky.
So yeah, I'll sort of like be taken back a little bit and just go kinky.
She kind of
Attempt,
sort of nods.
attempting to steer the conversation in a normal direction. Amric will say, "I take it you're from the Feywilds."
As this is going on, she kind of waves her hands as she turns to face you, and the visage of Zelik disappears, and in its place is Arx. No cuts or anything, but older Arx when you met him in town the first time.
Oh, that hurts.
She turns to you, Amric. What'd you say again?
I said, attempting to steer the conversation in a normal direction. I take it you're from the Feywilds.
I was from the Feywilds, yes.
Did you know of a princess?
I know of many princesses. The entire Feywild is made out of princes and princesses, kings and queens, lords and ladies.
Sounds complicated.
It's a trifle, yes. We're the ones that, well, back when all the planes were together, established that bit of hierarchy for the mortals.
Interesting. I didn't know that at all.
You've lived around your type. Do you think they really would have come up with that on their own? Probably would have named it something awful. High truffle and low truffle, or something of that nature.
I don't have her name anywhere. I don't feel like I'm stupid. No, I know.
I'm just thinking if this was the person that the Fae Saren was talking to, Tara. No, I wouldn't know that at all, but that's the only thing I would have.
Who knows? The only person that would is dead.
And to be fair, even if it was, it could be from anywhere in her timeline. So who knows how the fuck, if she would even know Saren at that point.
Does she know someone named? I feel like I've written this wrong. Terama?
No, I meant.
No, this is Caporn. This is a Caporn thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to. What did you just say?
I don't. I feel like when we had that conversation, I wrote it down wrong. It almost looks like Letterman without the L.
Ederman.
Oh, it is okay. So
It was Etarman.
Etarman.
I'm pretty sure. She was a princess, but that's more of like the deity princess of the Fae. It's not the right person that you're thinking of. You did find out about her, but you didn't like. That's like god level princess situation. That's like the Fae's god.
Okay.
So she would look at you and be like, "Yes, I know, Etamen, but everyone does. Hate to break up this bubble. Why are you in my dream? Why were you attacking me out of it?"
Nora just looks at the Caporal and goes, "Yeah, why were we attacking her?"
I was just trying to wake you. I'm sorry. Or kind of like puts on his hood. Is like, I'm sorry.
You all have
Perrin,
not dealt with dreamscapes, have you?
Absolutely not. I did not know it was a thing until like yesterday.
You were sent here by a goblin.
I love how stupid we sound.
So, sent into a plane of existence where anything can happen, literally, with instructions and guidance from a goblin.
Exactly.
It
Have-
honestly sounded like the better plan of our options.
Just off the top of my head, then, can I possibly get what your other option was? Because I know I have a rough idea of where the intelligence level sits with all of you, but I just want to at least hear the other option and possibly get a bit of garner a bit of insight into what had possibly led you down this situation and rabbit hole of fuckery you've all found yourselves in.
I'm on a boat with a guy I don't want to be with.
So, go on a boat ride for someone who might be slightly antagonistic, or go to a world where anything can happen and you are at the mercy of the dreamer. Luckily, you found me. Luckily, unluckily, I guess you would say.
One sounded a lot better than the other at the time.
I would suggest looking at the envisage of this group to possibly start thinking with muscle next time. It'll probably work out in the benefits of the group. I understand the brain is technically its own muscle, but let's get past the anatomical correctness of everything and think more brawn than brain. You all seem well equipped to handle brawn. Like, did you know that if you technically thought about it, you're pointing to you, Kaporan, as you're the one that's piped up the most. If you technically thought about it extremely hard, wait, that might not be a good idea. Don't want you catching a nosebleed. But if she kind of turns to the rest of the group and looks at you, Richa, if you were to think extremely hard about your immediate surroundings, that you can alter it, even in someone else's dream.
Richard is just gonna like hold out his hands and concentrate some sort of his favorite fish into his hands.
You guys see as Richa, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
He might be the only one who's able to pull that off. Well, Perrin might. His intelligence is fairly. It's like a +1 or a +2, isn't it?
You see Richard kind of like thinking really hard, his little eyelids over his eyes, just squinting with sheer exasperation. And instead of an actual fish forming, the fish hook from his backpack kind of floats over with the fish head still attached and kind of like rests above his hands for a moment as the skeleton of the fish appears, but nothing else.
Amric will lean forward a little and say, I probably shouldn't even try either.
What are you thinking of, Kaporan?
One thing about his the blue skinned individual back on the island before he found Bryn.
Kind of squint, and nothing happens.
You thirsty bard.
Nori, as you are kind of like looking at this, watching Rashad do this, and then seeing Kaporan kind of like turn around and go, thinking really hard. You hear a little as he farts with too much angst. And then he kind of like looks around, doesn't see anything, and he starts to turn around, but you see floating just behind him is Belladonna. because no matter how much you focus, Kaporin, it's always your subconscious that's going to come through, and you know that's what you really want.
Aaron, turn around.
He turns
what?
around and Belladonna floats up about a foot. So he's just like,
No, it's
And
not
it-
fun to make
and
play
then you,
tricks.
then you feel a little toot. 2 little feet step on your head.
No tricks, Kavarin.
And kind of like looking
Kaporin.
down over you, Tinkerbell style, is Belladonna.
Kaporin just like he's so overwhelmed with emotions that he just reaches up above and brings her down to his level, and just like hugs her like as like a baby, like he's never like he
Immediately
hasn't
goes
seen
and
her.
gets food and starts shoving it in her mouth.
I was considering giving him the fish corpse.
If she goes a foot away from you, Kaporin, she disappears.
Kaporin's not letting go of her. He's like holding her tight and like in his arms, like.
So, the woman stands in front of you. And she kind of just watching as you guys are just taking all this in.
Thank you.
Todd just sort of says, "Ooh, fascinating," as he has this now fish. Can I detach the hook from the fish?
Yeah.
Can I make it a clean hook? Or like a normal hook?
Intelligence check. So as this is going on, she goes,
Oh,
well, I think that's going to keep the children occupied for a while. It's a crystal clean hook.
in Sylvan, Nori says to the Fae, "Thank you for letting him see his friend."
It's not my doing, it's his. Anyway, I am Chandrell.
Spelling, por favor.
Chandrelle.
Again.
Chandrelle. I understand the intelligence is not high in this group, but seriously, twice? Anyway, Chandrell, I've gotten to know you all through my means. You all definitely stepped in the deep end.
Aye, Skipper.
I'm guessing Dreamweaver's around here somewhere.
Kaporin just kind of points upwards. It's like, yeah.
He won't interfere. He's already done enough. Well, unfortunately, I'm not sure what time you all are from. What plane you all exist on. I'm guessing the material.
That is correct. I'm looking for the year in my notes.
Technically, we know the year. It's just we don't.
Yeah, we know the year. I don't have it
It's-
memorized.
Currently, I believe it's Emmerich would know it by 547 AU.
Well, yes, you can go off that, but since most planes have diverted, we go by the PPD, the post-planar division.
So 1362.
Oh. Well, we're a bit off from each other. About 1,000 years or so.
Wow.
But, I am uncertain. I've not had anyone outside of direct invited guests into my dreams ever perceive in And unfortunately, I'm able to tell you exactly where you're going to fall out. Those that I've dreamwalked with before, there's a reason why we hold hands as we fall asleep. So that way we can guide each other back to where we fell asleep in the first place. I would suggest that when I do wake, you all are holding hands. It would be terrible for you to be spit across the time and planes from each other.
Nori kind of
Or is it
looks at
cold?
RX and I just want to get as close as possible.
Arx is kind of just sitting there, hands in the pockets, just a big old smile on his face. Looking goofy like when he visited you all at the Kenku block party that was happening.
Block party is like a subtle word for an orgy in Kenku language. Is
No,
that
remember
is that
there
right?
was the firework night?
Okay, yeah.
Not-
Okay, never mind.
He left as the orgy. Actually, he let you all into his mansion during the orgy portion. But yeah, he's just sitting there, kind of relaxed in his stance, slouching a little bit as you remember him, Nori. That I'm unfortunately unable to tell you exactly when you're going to be sent out. Altogether, you have a better shot at it. But as I wake and we've made so much interaction with one another, admittedly, I sort of exacerbated the situation by taking us through quite a realm of different time frames and time in general. I'm not sure exactly when you came into the dream, but ever since you interrupted my certain sequence, we've spanned about 700 years. The first jump. I think that's right. Well, from the jump from the desert to the Kenku situation, that was about 2000, I think. Then we went forward a few hundred more, and then we came back. So we've been all over the place a bit. This, and she kind of like motions to the city around, is technically during our time period now. So me waking up at this juncture is probably your best bet at getting back to as close to the time frame as possible.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Time-wise,
Yes,
this
Frank?
wouldn't affect. This wouldn't like make two of us in the same era, right?
No, you would overtake yourselves if you were to go into the past.
Just wanted to make sure.
Basically, you would not be able to exist in the same space as an altered self from before. Usually, if you were to get spat out, roughly in the time frame of when you existed, it'll shoot you a kill, either violently separating you from where you possibly were, so translocating you across the plane, sending you to a different plane, or just shunting you out to the nearest available time where you didn't exist. Whether or not that's before or after your existence so far is another roll of the dice, as they would say.
Charles good at playing dice.
Don't tempt him. It'll be wonderful to see what happens when I roll that magic d20 in this.
Nora just looks so concerned. She's just thinking like, I have to find RX. That the message Coparin got back really fucked her up.
I will say you all are going to experience a bit of a change when you do get back there. What it is, I'm not sure. Most people who invade on a mind during their dream usually have something change about them when they exit, if they exit.
How worried should we be?
It's usually not that drastic if you're able to make it out to One Piece.
Can I take her along?
I'm sorry, this is just a dream. And she kind of waves her hand through RX.
Can I try and wave my hand through arcs?
Sure. RX's hand comes and smacks you in the back of the head as you get like within an inch of him.
Emmerich actually gonna do something. You guys might see him step back for a second, and he's gonna try and think something. And if it works, I'll DM you, Val.
All right.
But it's just intelligence.
Well, you gotta DM me first because I need to set the.
It's a drawing on a piece of paper, but it was an 8, so.
Still gotta tell me what it is so I can tell you how good it gets.
A bologna sandwich appears. Arc subconscious
it's
is
just
hungry.
a childhood drawing of looks like a person.
So, Saren's art skills.
One thing always cuts across between all characters, and one player. But yeah,
I'm so sorry.
if you all are ready, I'm about ready to wake up myself. It takes a lot to dream everything up like this, and I wasn't sure if you were technically violent or not. He kind of pointed in the direction that you were, so I continued on, but...
Sorry!
You all are just... As she thinks for the right word. Innocent.
I've heard that before.
I bet you
Rachel
did.
puts his hand up to his chest and goes, "Crass and indelicate."
That would also work.
I do have a question.
I'm sure you
if
have
you don't
many.
mind. Yeah. The city that the dragon fight was in. What city was
Yes.
that?
Over the centuries, it had a few different names. But when it was finally succumbed to and overtaken by time, it was known as Duar. D-U-W-A-R.
It's fantasy spelling. You never know.
I know. I saw the face from you and I was like, she's gonna ask for spelling. Hold on.
I missed one letter. I'm really proud of myself.
No worries.
I missed all of them. I got the letter D.
Good morning.
Oh, Warren's gonna kind of walk away behind, like on the side building, and like say his goodbyes to Dream Belladonna. It's like, I'll find you someday, and like just kind of like let her go up into the air, like.
Okay. As you let her go, she kind of flutters up a little bit and then goes and lands on this lady's shoulder.
Oh.
I know this one. She kind of like tickles like the back ear of Belladonna.
You know her?
I know her kind. Specific forest in the Fae.
She was my familiar.
Interesting connection. Not many Fae creatures cut across like that.
I want to find her again someday.
Well, she kind of like pokes the nose of Belladonna and she kind of just dusts. And she turns to you, Kapoor, and goes, "They are fickle creatures and love pranks. You have your work cut out for you trying to find her specifically, but they live in the Blackheart Forest."
Blackheart Forest. That sounds so dark.
You made her a goth pixie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't she emo?
I'm just imagining
Touche.
just a whole cottagecore goth forest, and it's great.
Yeah, it's straight horrorcore, man. Like, you created this familiar. I just built around it. Okay.
Oh, touche. I accept that.
All right. So
Um,
you can't give me shit for just leaning into it.
Touche. That's all I have to say.
So she tells you that.
Thank you. At least that gives me some point of begin to try to look.
I suggest we hurry. We don't want to end up getting separated.
She waits for you all to garner hands together.
I give my classic goodbye. I love you.
Just before you guys are about to go, Rashi just goes, I know we kind of told you where we're from, but when did you go to sleep? Oh, I went. This stream right now is roughly around 218 ppd.
Oh boy.
Rashi says the same thing. And just kind of like outstretches her hands and goes, "Oh man, it's gonna be a long time till that wedding."
Will you live that long?
I'll find a way.
Rushing.
If not, Balar is probably going to raise me from the dead and make me attend it.
Wait, didn't she say that we're getting as close to our time as possible, or?
This gives you the best chance.
Okay, great.
Nothing like a zombie flower girl.
I'll look at her and go, "You too?"
At Chandra.
Yeah, Chandra.
I already have a bit of a hard understanding with the spell. Sometimes colloquialisms don't really cut through. What is he saying?
He'll hold out his hand towards her.
Oh, no, dear. You would definitely come back with me.
He's just like wide eyes, like nods.
I mean, she extends her hand.
You're really like you
If
just
you
made a
all-
big fuss.
If you all want to, it's more than
I
fine.
have to get to my brother.
Understandable. That's what I thought. Arx just dissipates into smoke.
He's smart, but he's bad at being alone.
Make an insight check, Nori. You see her think on that, and she wants to say something, but she cuts back and goes, "Alright, gather hands." Dreamweaver. And you see the djinn kind of appear in the crossroads behind you. Give them the best shot they're gonna get. He kind of nods. And she gets down on the floor and lays down and looks at you all. Hold tight. And she puts her head back down and then closes her eyes, and you guys, almost as if an earthquake is happening beneath your feet, you see the buildings start to tear themselves down. Colors are muddying the sky, the sun disappears, and it's just this faint glow of just overall mishmashing colors of dark blue, purple, green, as Kaporin and Bryn, you saw this sort of outside conglomeration of color from the sphere, but now there's no that translucent field blocking that distance, and now you're actually like seeing it whiz past. You guys are all feeling it lick, like almost like very thick feathers, kind of just flowing across your bare skins. That is, actually, I need everyone to make strength saving throws.
Can I, feeling it's getting tugged in different directions, can I activate my wings to roll with more strength?
Sure.
Okay. I've got 2 things I can do, but I've got a -1 to strength.
You're only able to do bonus action stuff right now.
I'm going to use my Bardic. I'm not taking any chances.
Really wish I was level 9.
One getting ripped a new one.
Luckily, Bryn, being Bryn, would be with Kaporin.
Yeah. Well, it's the
Nori,
most
being
comfortable.
Nori, would be next to Rickshaw. So their high rolls counteract. You guys do let go, but luckily Nori holds on to you, Rickshaw, and Bryn holds on to you, Kaporin. But this does separate Rashi and Amrik. So that raises the DC.
Anyone here character number 6?
Well, you guys might come back at the right time. I'll leave
Everyone else?
I'll leave one roll up to whoever wants to roll it.
Is this
What
for
is
my
the
fate?
roll?
Because I'll roll it.
Nope, this is for something else.
What is
One
the
of-
roll?
One of you guys have to roll a D100.
I feel like Nori should have touched that D100. She's
I'll-
had to roll too many lately.
I'll take it if no one else wants it.
I'll do it. Richard, you want to roll one?
Somebody
Yeah.
roll it. I'm rolling on my end for something else.
All right, if
I
no one
want
wants
to,
30
but I feel
seconds,
like everybody,
I'm gonna do
yeah,
it. 3,
go for it.
2, 1. 67.
I think that's like the exact same one that we had going in.
No, Nori rolled a 90, I think.
What did you roll, Val?
Okay. You all feel these, almost like this fabric of time and reality, kind of kissing across your bodies and eventually forcing you guys apart from one another. You guys can see as the two groups start to separate from one another, just out of distance for Kaporn or Rachat to grab back onto. But they're there just 40, 50, 60 feet as the whirling mass of color is just cutting in between you, cutting off your vision, trying to rip your hands apart from those that are still connected to one another. And then all of a sudden, you're all laying down. Nori, Richa, Kapoor, and Bryn, you guys are laying down with your backs against grass, staring up at the night sky. Partly cloudy, cool weather, stars shining, and just the crack of quarter moon sticking through one of the clouds.
What was the moon when we left? Or is that not a question I should have?
You being a druid, you would have a rough idea. You guys were in a waning. This is a waxing.
Nori sits up, still holding on to Bryn and Richard's hands.
You do not see Rashi or Amric.
Lauren, talk to them. Call them.
Huh? Did you think talk to them?
Can you talk to them?
Warren just holds up his hands like I have no way of reaching them currently.
As far as the grass go, is it a similar type to anything I've seen? Or is this just like wildly different? Because I've been across a lot of Cydia.
Yeah, I mean, it's grass without knowing too much more beyond where you're at. Grass can, I mean, crabgrass, bluegrass, Phoenician grass, like there's many different types of grasses that could be anywhere. It's really just, I mean, you've been through Cydia where crabgrass was the northern, left, I mean, kind of all over the place. And this, it seems to be wild grass. Looking around, go ahead and give me a perception check.
If we're all obviously all looking around, should someone just roll with advantage?
Do I roll with advantage or is it just flat?
Just flat. This is Nora being her true self, trying to figure things out.
That's fine.
Land doesn't look familiar. You look out, you see what looks to be a thicket of forest, probably a quarter, half mile away. Gently sloping hills where you're currently at, with bits of shrubbery here and there. Too far away for you to be like, I know this bush, it comes from here. But you're like, okay, bushes, but overall scenery. And you look around, and you don't see any mountains. Which means you're really far towards the coast, or you're somewhere different.
But we've been up and down the coast, haven't we?
Yeah.
Kind of know what it looks like. And this
Yeah,
is not what it looks like.
but you've been, like, on the coast. So, I mean, you guys, as far as that middle ground, you guys went, like, through the salt flats of the Elven land, Storm Dance lands, and then you cut through, like, a portion of green before getting to Jewel Rose. So, like, unless it's that specific place, unfortunately, you're not sure if this could be somewhere else.
I mean, for all we know, we could be in like the north end of Cytia and like northwest, or not Cytia, Ixia. We've never once even been up there, so.
Yeah, I will say that the trees, as far as what you could tell, don't look familiar.
I don't think we're in Cytia.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Dodo.
Kansas.
What's Kansas?
A mystical
Lauren?
land called Kansas, which is flat.
Sounds
I don't know
boring.
where that-
But don't worry,
Rashi
all the
can-
corn you could find.
Rashi can do that message thing, right, Kaporan?
Yes, but she'll have to have it stocked. Unlike me, I always have it ready. I can try in 8 hours.
Could I potentially
She does not have it stocked.
potentially use commune with nature? Just kind of, I'll have to look at everything, but can I figure out approximately like what the situation is? Can I figure out the season through commune with nature?
Posted in the roll 20. Just so I don't have to go searching for it.
And I'll do it as a ritual, so I don't have to burn the 5th level.
Five minutes later, American.
Like it says, you gain 3 facts of your choice.
I guess I want to know about the terrain, prevalent plants, and influence from prevalent, influence. And prevalent peoples. Prevalent. I can't talk today. So
We just
plants,
came out of-
peoples, and terrain.
Terrain is grassland. The most prevalent plant that you're going to get here besides grass, because I could have just fucked you and said grass. It's an interesting type of berry bush, which has 2 different color berries that grow on it. One's poisonous, one's not. The white berry and a blueberry. The white berry is sustenance, the blueberry is poisonous.
Just compare and see one of these bushes off the right.
They're not directly nearby. And as far as people in the 3-mile radius, you don't get anything.
There's no place like home.
Well, not much else I can do. Although I do know we're not in a dream anymore, so that's nice.
I guess I better set up shop for the night then.
Judging the moon using your druidness and your observant feat, you're probably guessing it's around 11-ish at night.
Yeah. I really hope Aimrek and Rashi are okay.
Also, checking your observant feats into consideration, you notice something different about everybody.
What is the different thing?
Everyone looks pretty much on par, except Kaporin looks about 5 years older. Bryn looks about 1 year older. Nori, looking at your hands and being decently in tune with your body, you feel about 2 years older. And Rachaw, the white around his beak and everything has extended heavily. He's 5 years older.
This is when I go through my midlife crisis, guys.
I guess I'm 37 now.
I'm 33.
Alright. So, Tiny Hut is getting put up.
Nothing else? Yes, Tiny Hut's getting put up. Nothing else changed about us? Just our looks? Or just
As
our
far as what you
physical
can
appearance?
just initially tell, that's what it is.
Am I feel more dashing, or am I uglier? As like, Kapora needs to know this thing
Your
from Bard.
your hair's not as shiny.
Aww.
Welcome to getting old, Beta.
It
It's a
was
half
gonna.
elf. It lives to be like 160.
If we're taking a long rest for comparing the rest, then Rachaw's gonna take the first watch, even though, and this time he'll be inside the dome.
Okay. Alright, so
And
don't... Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll take second watch. Just
Okay, splitting the watch between the 4 of you. It's going to be about 10 hours to get a long rest, so the last 2 hours will be Sans Tiny Hut. Okay. Now, as far as Rashi and Amric go. You, Amric, had lost the feeling of Rachaw's hands while everything had gone on. You seeing the same thing, seeing the others float away from you, and Rashi gripped tight into your other hand. A flurry more of motion and color in front of your face before you feel a large impact in your groin. As both you and Rashi are in a tree canopy. I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Time to land on my ass. 15.
All right, you guys don't offset each other. You guys both kind of like hit. Oh, just holding each other, kind of like a weird camaraderie moment as you both are like trying to stay on this very large branch cutting out from this tree, and not faltering either way from each other. Eventually, you guys feel like you're okay. You let go. You okay, Emmerich?
I'll live. I gonna give a quick glance around. Are there any grubs in this tree?
No, there are no grubs in the tree. It's really hard to look anywhere else too, because like you guys are in the canopy.
I suppose we should try and figure out when and where we are.
I'm gonna need a long rest to reach out to anybody. Unless you're good with the sun and stars and stuff.
What is my survival? I could probably get us by.
I can't even tell how high up we are.
Can I tell how? No, I doubt I can.
Thick canopy.
Why don't you do you have anything that could help us right now? I'd say we should probably figure out where we are before we try and rest.
I mean, sounds stupid, but I can identify this tree.
If you think it will help.
That's literally all I got. I need to sleep. I can't do anything without sleeping.
Okay.
It's a stupid mechanic, but I need to sleep.
I don't know if this is the best place to try and sleep. We don't know what might be here.
Yeah, but we don't know what's down there either. Let me just... And she's gonna identify the tree. Not casting it as a ritual, just kind of boop, popping a spell into it. Well, I don't know what that means.
What did you get?
It's a tree.
God, magic is so helpful.
Tell me about it. It's a tall tree. We're probably somewhere around 150 feet up. So, getting down might not be super fun. I can make us a little platform out of the tree, but I don't want to cut down the tree to make it. Because I gotta use raw resources. It can't be when it's living. That's also the answer. Whoever put in the fabricate idea.
Just turn it into a ladder. It's fine.
Kill the tree at the same time.
You just chop off one of the large branches. I mean, Amric has a big sword, and then you use the branch to create a ladder.
Consider that
Simple
a
as that.
I could take a moment to try and climb up, see if I can get to the
I'm
top.
staying here. I'm not the most agile. But you go ahead and... I've got healing spells prepared. Just don't fall past 60 feet away from me.
Emmer goes up for 5 minutes, and then you just hear... and he crashes all the way to the ground.
Are you climbing up?
Yeah. I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna climb only like 20 or 30 feet.
Acrobatics, baby.
Oh fuck no! If it's acrobatics.
Nope, already said and
fucked.
done. Already said and done.
Whatever happens to athletics? I'm so fucked.
I mean, it is technically climbing. It could be athletics.
You guys are at the top of the canopy already, pretty much. So you're talking about thinner branches Hey, you guys are lucky I didn't make you go crashing
This is
through a bunch
always
of canopy.
how I fuck myself, as I always assume it's athletics. Oh,
Amric's
okay,
a chunky boy
I'm
too.
good. I rolled nat 20.
After watching Racha dip, dive, dodge, duck so many times, you channel your inner Racha almost meditatively before. And you catch yourself at the top of the canopy, looking around. And you just see a sea of trees in all directions.
How far up did I go after that point?
25 feet. So with Rashi's connotation, you guys are probably up in the canopy about 100 feet.
And I don't see anything but trees.
Trees as far as the eye can see. Imagine yourself in the middle of the rainforest style. Except you're in the middle of the redwoods.
I'm assuming that name isn't familiar to Amric.
Nope. I'm just, as player style, I'm giving you the idea of what you're dealing with. Think of the redwood forest just packed and thick.
I will climb back down to Rashi.
Well, any luck?
I made it to the top,
Well, that's better than I thought you'd do.
and we're fucked.
Do you need healing?
No.
Okay. I guessed as much when I did the whole this is a big tree thing.
Yeah, I got about another 25 feet up, and all I saw was trees.
Wonderful.
So we've got quite the journey ahead of us. I suppose we can try and sleep up here, and then start after.
You got any rope?
Nope. I used it in the volcano. And so did Rashi.
Yeah, so did I. Okay, I mean, we could chop into some of this and kind of make little divots for us. Maybe go down 5 or 10 feet to some bigger branches.
Sure. Yeah, let's try that.
Okay. Going down just a little bit's not too hard, and these are thicker, heavier branches, easier enough to do. Chopping into some of them and just allowing yourselves a bit of a nook to sit into. You don't really damage the trees too much. So it takes a while, about 45 minutes to do all this correctly, but eventually you guys can catch a long rest. And for everybody else as well, long rests can be had.
What were the trees like near us? Near, or are they too far away for me to tell?
It's just a thicket, like, it looks like it extends pretty far, but, like, left to right, but you really couldn't tell. You just know that they're trees.
I'll have to check in the morning.
So, time is had, and as far as Amric and Rashi goes, you guys, when you first came in, it was evening. Sun hadn't set yet.
Were we able to tell at a glance how old or how much we had each aged?
Oh yeah, Rashi aged 4 years, Amric aged 2.
So we can mark off long rest.
Mm-hmm. Yep, go ahead and mark off long rests. As the dome ends up fading at the ends of your group's 8 hours. Probably leaving Bryn to do, or Kapoor to do the last watch. so he can just sleep through his bubble. But you guys all get your long rests, all get your healing and everything done. Rashi's going to prepare the sending spell. And Kaporin, since you were the last one on your watch, pretty much right when you take watch, you hear Rashi's voice in your head. Kaporin? Are you guys alive? Please tell me you are, so I don't need to do this and waste another spell slot on someone else.
Kaporin would respond. Yes, we're alive. It's glad to hear you. We thought you might have landed in a different age.
Amrik and Rashi, it's been 4 days until Kaporin finally responds. You guys had gotten down from the canopy, but stayed roughly on the edge of the forest, finding an edge of the forest, but staying on the edge of it. Though the forest has its natural beasts that are in there, from different types of deer and elk to smaller critters, snakes, and the like. You guys had roughly stayed on the edge, not seeing any civilization, no people or anything like that. Just confirming with one another, like, let's give it a few days. You know, we didn't let go of each other until the very end, so hopefully they're just a couple days behind us. She would say that as long as we're at the forest, we can forage for a week. Give it a week worth of trying until we decide to go off on our own, thinking that we wouldn't have any other choice. Which, Amrik, you like nature anyway, so you're like, sure. So, she does her routine of pouring through spell slots every morning before finally, luckily, Kaporin was the first on her list. And Kaporin, you hear this.
I guess I'll let everyone else finish their rest and then inform them that Rashi's reached out to me.
Are her and Amrik together, or did they get separated too?
I was waiting for you to respond to her, Kaporin.
Oh, I thought I did. Oh, she
cut you
messaged
off, so-
again.
Well, I'd cut you off, so I was just letting you finish your entire response.
Okay. I don't even realize.
Just say you have 15 letters, 15 words left.
15 words left. We landed in a plains. Where did you land, guys?
Amrik, you won't believe it, but Kaporin's alive.
Well, that's some good news. Did the rest survive?
Well, he said we, so I'm guessing so. Yeah, let me message Bryn.
Of course.
You didn't want to do Racha? That'd be so fun.
She's still hasn't learned your colloquialisms, so keeping that on brand, she's not going to go through the headache of trying to talk to you. Bryn, you still get the benefits of a long rest, even though you get interrupted right now. But Bryn, I hope you're alive too. Talked to Kaporin. Glad you guys made it. It's been a few days. Where are you? You wake up to this.
We haven't hit dawn on our time, and have we?
Yeah, you have.
Oh, we have? Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, you guys went to bed at 11, so hopefully after 10 hours, the sun has risen.
Otherwise, we're on an an entirely
You
different
guys
planet.
are fucked. Perpetual night. You guys are in Alaska.
Shit.
Bryn will respond saying, all four of us are here and alive. We're in a grassland, no mountains, forest nearby. The moon was different when we came.
Yeah, you're done.
And yeah. I don't know what else to say.
We came. That's how you ended.
Okay, yeah. Great.
Yo, she's telling me stuff about her and Nori.
Don't bother passing it along.
It's fine. I wish I could scrub it out from my mind. They're in.
What would give Raksha the idea Bryn would be saying something like that?
That
Out
is
of
so
everything we
wildly out
talked
of
about,
character.
why would that go to no?
Hey, they did say we're gonna change a little bit, and they didn't know how it was gonna affect us.
Hey,
All of a sudden, we're
You know-
become very dirty.
Rashi gained 4 years of life, so. Anyway.
She gained 4 years of life, not 4 years of experience. She's just older physically.
4 days worth of experience. How about that? 4 days with Amric in the forest. She's learned a lot. Anyway, well, it sounds like they're in grasslands, so hopefully they're nearby. And she kind of points out to the grassy expanse outside the forest. But, I mean,
What time of day is it for us right now?
it's early morning.
If they contact us again, try asking what time of day is it for them?
Well, I'm the one contacting them.
Do you have any more spells left?
I can use higher ones.
Before they even say anything, like Caporn's like, "How rude," and messages Hirashi. It's all like, "Where the hell are you guys?" Wait, hold on. Let me actually use a spell, and then I'll do this correctly. Sending at a third level. Send. Rashi, where are you guys? It's morning here. We just spent the night resting. Are you guys at least safe?
We're on the edge of a forest. The trees are called Trenar trees. Trenar. They're big. They're blue. Hard to miss. We don't know where we are. Do you?
Is this like another time gap between the when they receive my message, or
No. They're answering just like the sending spell does.
oh, okay.
Or tell me the trees. Do I know these trees?
Born's like
Great.
confused, like giant blue trees. Looks around, it's like there's nothing in miles of us except grasslands and a small forest. Or the forest that you mentioned.
And those
Um,
trees aren't blue.
You can't tell. They have super thick canopies, so you can't see. I mean, the leaves aren't blue.
Does Kaparin tell us this?
Kaporn does. Well, he would. Yeah, he would tell you guys that they are safe, but they're in some weird tree forest area that have blue trees, and he's like, I've never seen a blue tree before. Like,
Do I know anything
they might.
about blue trees?
You've never dealt with any, and Tiva really only taught you stuff that you would be dealing with.
Alrighty. Nori's just gonna like rub her eyes because they just woke up. Alright, I'll be right back. She's going to wild shape into. Have we seen any birds?
Since you guys came in at night and have slept and you just woke up, no.
Alright, we're just gonna go with a hawk, and I'm going to fly over to the forest.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I get advantage on these. Not much help, but that is 17.
Alright, you go up into the air and start heading towards the forest, noticing a small band of something moving across the plains from what you can only guess is if the sun works the same way as what you know from Cydia, is an easterly direction. Looks like the forest extends for a decent while. And the forest itself goes sort of northwesternly to southeasternly, sort of at a diagonal. This band is sort of cutting through the southern side of the forest and is staying a few hundred feet away from the edge of the forest, but is moving northward. You kind of
There's just
as you're
a
flying,
band of people?
you're too far up to really tell what it is, but you do see a decently large arrow fly past you.
Nope, we turning right around, but not going directly back, going away.
Yeah, it was just a single arrow to see if it could get you. They don't off course or anything, and after you kind of get out of range, they were already shooting with disadvantage. So you kind of just veer off for a bit and don't incur any more shots or anything. But your perception check is high enough to notice as you're getting closer to the trees, they do have blue trunks.
Nori flies back, lands, and goes, well, I traveled to... There's some people. There's something shot at me. They missed. Thank goodness. And the trees, they are blue. So we're probably not too far away, honestly.
Rashi's not burning any more spells.
For the record, since we're living off the land, I will shoot at any birds that I happen to see with my new bow.
Solely because Vertal's not there.
I think
rotisserie
I wouldn't
chicken
have
sounds
turned
pretty
back
good.
into myself. I would have flown back and then mentally did that so I could stay as a bird just in case we need more scouting. I don't have to burn another wild shape.
Okay, so she says this to you, Bryn.
I would tell the rest of the group, so that way they understand.
Go ahead and make a shot with disadvantage, Emmer.
Who's Nori?
You have to retcon.
You need to roll to hit. Roll the plus to attack, not the damage.
I didn't have it equipped, so I just opened the item and rolled, and it's
Gotcha.
just throwing damage. I just equipped it that long. 14. I'm pretty sure that actually passes.
Yeah. Nori still got missed. It's fine.
Okay.
But you take down this interesting looking creature that kind of looks vulture-ish. Tastes good. Tastes like chicken. So, Bryn, you relay the information that Nori gives you back to the group. Back to Kaporin and Rachang.
One's like, maybe they're over there. Ooh, shall I call again?
I mean,
if
if
you
anything,
can,
to
if you
figure
want.
out, if anything, to figure out how to spot each other. Because who knows what part of the forest they're in.
The other side.
Exactly, we might have to travel through that.
Hello from the other side.
Can you ask them if they're on the north? Can you ask them what side the trees are on that far? Because if they're on the edge, they could determine, like, are they on the north side of the woods or are they on the south side? That's kind of what I want to know. Because we're south, correct?
Yes.
I don't think any of them have the ability to do that, Nori.
Well,
You use
If-
the sun.
yeah.
I don't think either of them have the intelligence to know that, Nori.
We just went over this, Nori.
So what are you sending Kaporin?
Fudge. I don't know who to tell this to because I feel like Rashi doesn't feel. Does Kaporin feel confident in Rashi's abilities currently? As his half sibling, maybe. Okay, you send it in, and it's like, Rashi, can you use the sun to tell? I'm making this like the longest message it could be because I don't know how it works. Us your cardinal direction. We're using big words here. My brain. We are in the grass and see
south.
trees. Oh, the south. I don't even know where we are.
We
I
are
don't even
south
know.
of the forest.
And then it cuts off.
Damn.
All you get back, Kaporin, is fuck. Amric, into the forest, hurry.
Oh shit.
Amric, as you and Rashi are kind of just minding your own business there, a group of some sort of individuals is crossing by in front of your direction, and as like Rashi's kind of trying to focus, you kind of point it out to her, and you guys both see as arrows start flying in your direction, and you guys just dip into the forest. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh boy.
So, you guys have made it out of the dream plane.
I don't appreciate getting dropped in the middle of the dream to my death.
Well, she didn't know it would kill you, she just brought you in. And since you weren't here originally in that nightmarescape, there was no place to put you. So it just shunted you into the air.
Stupid freaking lady. Also, thank you for Belladonna. That was fun. But yeah.
Any questions that I can answer?
That was insane.
lets you guys find out other things about where you're at and when you're at.
I'm assuming I got my arrow back from bird thing, vulture esque.
Yeah. And if you want to, you can grab one of the arrows that's embedded into the trunk right next to you.
The real question is, do we want to ride or do we want to fly?
Ride or fly.
You know,
Pass.
Caporn,
Pass on the arrow. However, was I able to see if these people had longbows or not? Because I still just have a short bow.
From the distance that they were shooting, you're guessing probably long. They were a good 300-400 feet away. The only reason they noticed you guys is the sun's rising in that direction, and one of you is wearing some pretty reflective armor.
So they're north and we're south. That's interesting.
Do we know that?
No, you don't know that.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say.
we don't know that. But based on rising and setting, I should have asked where the sun rose. I'm an idiot.
Well, we learn these things in the past tense.
Don't worry, we're in Val's secret second world now.
World 167.
Shit.
I was kind of worried that like Amric and Rashi ended up in like the Feywild or something because of who we were docking to. I was just like, oh damn.
Luckily, no one nat one.
Oh, that's a nat one would end up in the Fey.
That's a nat one ending up possibly anywhere, anytime.
Well, two of us got above 20, so that's nice.
Which helped, which saved two of your friends from getting jutted out as you guys were traveling.
Would have it just been Bryn and I?
If you two would have separated. Kaporn would have went off in his own direction. Rachal would have went off in his own direction, and Amric and Rashi would have went off in their direction.
Well, thanks for the inspiration, Corparin.
Hey.
It literally would have been Nori and Bryn landing somewhere and going, well, we're finally rid of them, so let's go live our life.
All right, where are we going now?
We both don't have any way of talking to anybody, so there's no chance we're going to find anyone.
It would be literally Kaporn playing telephone between the groups. And it was just like, can we meet up?
Any questions, guys?
Where is everyone? Where is the sun? Tell me.
Everywhere.
What was the competing D100 dice to Amric's roll?
I rolled an 84. Amric had to get over 50% to land at the same time in roughly the same place. He got over 50, so it secured the same time, roughly. And over 80% got you guys in the same place. So just barely in the same place. I was going to throw you guys into fucking different islands across the world.
Good lord.
Because I had already rolled where you guys would land. It was not pretty.
Something tells me it's not pretty regardless.
It's a pretty place where you're at right now.
I was gonna say blue trees is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
We're just gonna be so far away from where we needed to be.
Well,
All right,
we don't know that
we need
yet.
to get to. Sorry, continue.
We don't know that yet. Because we don't know what Kaporn circles do yet. So we'll have to figure that out too at some point.
Let's do that after we have our whole group together.
And don't we need chalk for that?
He's got one use of teleportation chalk. He took it with him.
But I don't know where.
And you have your hook as well, Rachel.
Wonderful. It's clipped to my backpack.
I should have asked her for more chalk before we left. God dang it.
You should have imagined some chalk.
Well, that's true too. We're going back to the dream plane at some point, but let's not. But we're not going there.
I don't want to go back to the dream
Everyone's like,
plane. What
"Fuck
are you
that."
talking about? No.
Well, so I contemplated trying to steal After Zelik had put the pick away and was just like chilling, I contemplated trying to sneak that war pick. What would that have worked, or would the war pick have not been a thing?
It would have been a really high DC, but it was possible. Because
That's the main reason I wanted Amric to get it, because I really wanted his war pick.
Oh, dude, if you would have actually pulled it away from him, he would have. He's got so many other spells that he just would have fucked you in one round. It's just
Oh, yeah.
like, thank you.
He used, like, I was keeping track because I'm like, okay, what spells does he have? He's used an 8th level, so I don't think he has another. Because usually people only get a 9th and an 8th, and they only get one of each.
Unless they have spell storage abilities.
Oh, fuck me. Well, I know that for later.
Oh, no, you know that for now. Because he was only built off of what you know. So you do know that he has... what's it called?
Ring of spell storing.
No, it I think
I just now have a column in my notes that's labeled Zelik.
okay, so it's called the Bead of Respite. It holds 3 spells.
And anyone watching that fight knows that Amric can take a lot of damage now.
But he had it back when you were growing up with him, so you would know about it.
Important thing, Amric, walk into any building first.
I mean, he has time stop, so he could have just really fucked y'all's shit up.
I initially thought that that's what he did with Rashi's heat metal, where he just time stopped and let the thing burn through its entire minute. Yeah.
I was thinking about it, but I'm like, no, he's not gonna waste his knife just yet.
Yeah, I was just like, there's gonna be counter spells. He's probably gonna have just so many bullshit wizard things.
Yeah, and he can cast shield at will. He does not need to burn a spell slot for it.
For like a half second, I thought when he cast Shadow Blade that he cast that new 9th level spell, the one
Disaster Blade or whatever.
Yeah. I really thought we were fucked then.
Well, I mean, it's either that one or doing Mordenkainen's sword. That's a 7th level. But he was saving Force Cage, just in case Nori got a little rambunctious.
Yeah, but I was rolling like shit, so...
Well, once he got surrounded again and had to use Misty Step once more, he's like, fuck this.
I think that's the best I've ever rolled on an attack, though.
Well, I mean, when he's got Blade Song active, he's already at a +5 AC. Plus shield.
Yeah, good thing I rolled high.
It's a nasty combo. And I forgot about it, but his Misty Step is bonus action. So he didn't need to keep doing spells for his turns. He could have attacked.
Yeah, I thought Misty Step is a bonus action, isn't it?
If you don't pick it up, I thought he picked it up through his feet at one point, which I think negates that. But
yeah, I think the feet, and if you're a Fey Wanderer Ranger, you get it at will. I think. I have to read it.
But nevertheless, he was gonna. I was debating between like Thunderwave, Thunderstep, like different little AOE stuff. And I was like, oh, I forgot I have Horde Wilting, and since Nori's a druid, it fits perfectly.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is rude.
It's
rude,
literally the exact opposite pick for druid. And it's like, oh, nature, I kill everything. All right, guys. Any other last questions? Okay. Well, if you do come up with anything, feel free to message me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I don't talk to you all. Oh, we already skipped our Thursday. I was looking back at my calendar. we already skipped our Thursday. So, you guys have a great week, and we will see everyone on Thursday.
Sounds good. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Thank you all for those that stay with us. Have a great night. Have a safe week. We'll see you on Thursday.